Here. So, guys, welcome to the after leadership call, after party, ED, awesome people extraordinaire. So as you guys saw a little bit ago, just in talking to a few different leaders, as you can see right now, hope you guys can see me. I had an internet thing pop up that said my internet's low, but I'm right next to my router, so I don't know how that works. But anyways, let's see here. I have some messages pouring in before I even really All right, no, we're good with everything. Perfect. So just talking with people, as you guys can see, you guys have been on the last leadership call. You guys have seen each other. We came out of an incredible Go Global. And really right now we have just seen some high leverage things that can really happen in our business. We've had more executive directors, new executive directors in the new year time period than we've ever had before. We're really figuring out the high leverage activities that help people move forward. And really, we just figured out that it's partnering with people and understanding our path and understanding where you want to go that help gets it done. So we basically wanted to do these calls because we have all these leaders and you guys are all upcoming leaders yourselves. So, give yourself take your hand, give yourself a pat on the back. Like, oh yeah, look at all the good work I'm doing. I'm so awesome. And just kind of go over some of the cornerstones of our business and not just like, a long call. We want to make them short. We're going to be doing them on the first Monday of every month after leadership call and every third Monday, which are strategic times. So as you guys are learning this, we want to model what's very beneficial for your business, for your time, how to help yourself and how to help others and everything that we're doing here. So we figured the first Monday of every month is always good because just like anything you do that a leader does, you want to inspect what you expect. So you come into the month, our business is built goal to goal, which is individual, for each and every one of you. Everyone here has an individual strategic plan for their business. And everyone here also, but the similarity we have is we all have the same month. So coming to your month on purpose and really saying, hey, this is the high leverage activities to be doing, which I'm going to make a note and talk about one more thing here. I'll talk about that. And just really hitting on those things that you guys can be doing right now. So hopefully, I'll just go into all of them here because I'm going to have a kind of a catch-all. So, but the other thing I want to do is really just say congratulations for everyone that was at Go Global. We had so much fun. Everyone agreed here. I can only see a handful of people, but everyone agreed that Go Global was like the best it's ever been. It was phenomenal. Yeah, Kelly loves it. It was great. It was good to see you guys there. And we just had a great time. So I just want to say it was really good seeing all you guys. Hopefully you guys got a lot of notes coming out of Go Global, but really not a lot of notes because the path is simple. We help clients and we help them become integrated and we help, reach out to coaches and share the trilogy. And it's kind of funny. I was talking with some other, leaders on our team and it's like, how did we get away from, being so brutally, excited about what the trilogy that we're offering up front. And, why did it have to be so late? Like, why did we have to help clients so successfully and then make it a change to helping them become coaches? Hold on a second. More people are trying to figure out the link here they're trying to figure out the secret code for the party. There we go. Susan, your speaker's trying to figure out, he couldn't find the email. Anyways, Dan will be on in a second. So that's what we wanted to spend some time doing. So the point of these calls and why we're doing it, we're basically wanting to set them up on a plan on the next few months, like 2 convention, and they'll probably continue them for a time, but we're seeing all the people here. We're seeing a lot of people moving fast. And basically we know that fully integrated business coach is the next level of our business and duplication. So that's what we want to do. Many of you guys are already here, are fully integrated business coaches. Congratulations. I can see Kelly on my screen. You're fully integrated business coach. You guys know how to help people, but we're still always developing our skill set. So the goal of this call is not only to have more people, because no matter where you're at, whether you just hit ED for the first time, which I can see Elizabeth on my screen, or you're a resident, you've been around for a long time. We got David and Susie on the line. You can take your business to the next level, or go at a fully integrated business coach, or if you're not there yet, you can be there by convention. That's kind of the goal of what we want to do here. Like the speed is super simple to do. So kind of the goal of these calls would be to learn how to transfer skill set. That's really what we're doing at all times, is transferring our skill set. We can get healthy so we can teach someone else to get healthy. We can become a coach so we can help other people become a coach. We can get our first 5 clients so we can help someone else gain their first 5 clients. All of those things. Growing equity and basically in reaching more people, becoming duplicatable, having fun, because if we're not having fun, we're totally doing this wrong. And and also basically just becoming a leader or growing our leadership. So I hope you guys, I talked to many of you guys, and I know how strong you guys are wanting to become leaders, and it's just so empowering. So I'm actually even going to, one thing that will probably be a theme, and if I know many of you guys are already in leadership books, but one thing we'll probably reference and cover over the next 2 months is a lot out of the 5 levels of leadership. This is a phenomenal book. If you are reading Speed of Trust, like a lot of you guys, I know you guys are, this goes really in hand with it, because there's many type of leaders, but we want to grow to be strong leaders and level 5 leaders for those that have read this book and have not. And also, the other part about this is many of you guys are new executive directors, and this is probably, possibly the coolest group you've ever been a part of. Literally, I thank God every day for the people that surround yourself with. Hold on a second, Ninja. Mute somebody.
Thank you, honey.
Let's see here. Hold on. Where is it? Everyone's muted and there's still noise happening. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, it's a phone number. Hold on. There we go. Found it. Got it. All right, we're set. So, and the other one was here is, we're in this is probably the coolest group I've ever been a part of, because you guys have probably heard, you guys are the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And I've always just really been excited to surround myself with awesome people. That's why, literally, my favorite time of the year is the big events we go to, because I'm just so impressed by being around all of you guys. So another one that I would suggest is How Successful People Think. This is a great book. It's a quick read. Totally love it. These are some things that we'll reference through these calls here. And that's one thing we'll talk about. So we're going to just go over a few different things. We have so many new executive directors that it's always good just to create kind of a, basically just checking what our cornerstones are. So basic cornerstones, whether you're a new ED or you've been around for 4 or 5, maybe, coming on 6 years for some of you guys, these are the cornerstones. These are all you need. All you need is a few different tools on this, because all we're doing in our business is we're focusing on creating clients and creating coaches and creating duplication of that. So for instance, and if you don't have all of these set up, these would things I'd be saying, take a note on, make sure you've got them dialed in, or maybe, you haven't set them up yet because you're a brand new ED, or maybe you've been doing this for a while and you're like, you know what, that area needs some shoring up. That'd be really good to do, because if any of these areas are off, the more this is set in cornerstone, the easier it'll be for you to duplicate your business. So one is your file folder system. Many of you guys, some of you that are new EDs, you're probably like, I got this, I totally got this. And once you understand the need of your file folder system and how to teach others, your business becomes so much more simple and duplicatable. So many people that I came up to, and by the way, guilty, I was like, I would love to keep this on a computer. The file folders are simple, they're duplicatable, it keeps your business organized, you can take it anywhere, and how simple your file folder system is set up, that way it sets you up so you can bring on more clients. Also, the folder system helps you gravitate your business to the next level, and also identify health coaching candidates. A welcome email. If you guys don't have one set up on that, totally suggest making sure you get one from your support team, making sure it's updated, saving it in the masters folder of your email. That way, not only for you can quick send when you start a new client, but also when your coaches come on, you can show them how to get a welcome email set up really quickly. Understanding our optimal health +3 plan are getting started. So many of you guys know this, and I'll go over a slide that goes over this, but there's many different ways you can start a client. And as long as you're connecting and aiming with them, that's the best way to start. But there is a strategic advantage to starting with someone with the optimal health +3. So just kind of a review of what that is. And this is the other reason why duplication, because so we normally post Facebook links, and now everyone's asking, they're trying to find the link in the email. Yes, perfect. And so full orders and second orders. So I'm just going to cover it right here. Placing a full order for your guys for when a client's on their second month is 23 boxes of food. That takes care of their full month. And what you guys will notice is that there's $250 gets them free shipping. So unguided, a lot of people will order second month at $250. And so if you're doing that, your business isn't as strong and your clients don't have what they need to move their month forward and be completely on plan. So they're shorting themselves up. So one thing that we want to get set up here is, are you guys helping your clients when you see that 7-day notice on your first client? Are you helping get connected with them and helping them understand how to change their B-Slim order? Because that's when they understand B-Slim. Because how we do this, it's a tool to help them create health long-term. So understanding the tool of how it's going to play a role in making sure they have healthy options long-term. Just, are you grabbing your clients on their second order and helping them learn how to update it so you're not an order taker? So if that's news for any of you guys, just make sure you're connecting with your support team on that. The health games, knowing how to utilize that. For some people, when you look at your business, what is it that you're going to use it for? There are scholarships to become coaches. There's integration factor. There's reasons for talking to people on it. Do you know the high leverage activities? I was talking with a coach before, and they were like, and this particular coach, they're like, the health games isn't really my thing. Like, I'm not like an online person. But it was like, do they know the leverages of using it? After pointing out the points of what they can use it for, they were like, oh, I will use it for this client, this client, this client. And this is a great reason to talk to this person. So just knowing the reasons why you use it. So basically, we do these every single month. There's scholarships, $100 reimbursement for people that want to become coaches that are in the game. So great conversation tool. Anyone that wants to join and start as a client before the 15th, they get a $50 reimbursement. This is a great tool to grow your business. Not to mention, I can see Susie, David, Nicole, and Sheridan. Who here has had people join the health games that have really understood more about what our program is after joining the health games? Like, I totally have. Like, they see that, get in there. So when I start my month, like right now, and we've already kicked off the health games, it's like, which clients really need to be in? Which people do I really want to talk to, because this would be a great tool to help them get started? And which people do I want to get in because they are great health coach people that I want to be talking to? So that's just another great tool. Success tracker and Be Slim report. So you guys are all executive directors and above. And so even me at this level, what Ashley and I do is we take a look at our orders every single month, so we know what our clients are doing. So have you guys run a report, starting out the month, taking 10 minutes, and said, all right, these are the Be Slims that are set the process, which means these are all my clients that are fully on plan that I'm supporting. These people have goals and I want to help them. Who's moving towards health coaching? Whose orders, like where should they be at? If you're seeing a client consistently order 250, then that's going to tell you something. Like, well, one, that's not a strong business, because a 250 order should be the exception, not the rule, which tells you that person's probably not having full success on program. So I love it because it helps you inspect your business, and it helps you, inspect who needs help in your business. So have you set up your success tracker or run your Be Slim report, which helps you identify who you're talking to, the coaches this month? What's your goals this month? You always want to be writing down your goals, and where will you end up? So that way you don't approach your month like saying, like, I'm actually just going to call on Ryan and Amanda because we just sat down and went over this with them. And they were like, wow, I had no idea that's where I would be at when I inspected it. So literally, one of the main things Dr. Ray came away from this weekend is be completely focused on everything you guys want to achieve in your life, and then leave nothing to chance. Make sure every piece of energy goes into doing that, and that there's no energy waste. By doing that, you're assisting yourself to know what is happening in your business this month. What will it take to move it towards what your goal is, and where you're going to end up, and who needs that attention? And then there's connecting on three-way calls. That's a really connecting with your support team. Oops, I went too far. Connecting with your support team. Here's just another one. And David, Susan, we had a great talk about this on how to help some people on your team. If you're really moving forward in your business, this is the way I look at it. I crave Dr. Anderson's time. He is a great mentor. I have David and Terry, and I crave their time too. So every time when I come to the start of a month, I'm connecting with my support team. I'm saying, these are my goals. This is what I'm doing. I'm writing down my goals. And can I connect with you to go over them? Where do you think I could use some help? This is my plan. How do I move forward? Where can you help me out with it? So basically, like in short, on the 27th, 28th of the month, are you connecting with your support team to just grab that time and grab your time for the people on your team? And then three-way phone calls. Using three-way phone calls is seriously such a huge skill for our business. So like for all of you guys EDs, and the next step is duplicating yourself no matter where you're at. Are you understanding how to get your clients or pre-coaches or your coaches that are new connected with your support team? Because there is a support team model, and when you connect with your support team, with your coaches or your pre-coaches, it makes it so much easier. And just you knowing that valuable. So many people don't know, like, hey, I have this person that's looking to become a coach. What's the number one thing I can do to help them become a coach? Connect them and connect them with your support team. Let's explore coaching with them together. I mean, it's been so much fun. And actually, David, I wasn't planning on having you come up, David, but we've done how many Zoom calls this last week with some of your potential coaches, and how have those gone for us? Like how has that gone for us? Someone unmuted themselves. I thought it was David.
They've been going great, man. Yeah, I don't shoot a lot.
Yeah.
Zoom calls and three-way calls and stuff. I've been doing a lot of them. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's been really great for getting them started and rocking and rolling and feeling confident about getting started as a new coach.
Yeah, you've been saying I want to sponsor more people. You grabbed the first person you grabbed like the next week was Don, and he's awesome. And how easy was it for him once we just explored coaching on a three-way call together? It was like super easy. You just asked them to explore coaching, and we talked about it. And what did he say after the call? Because he was kind of like thinking about coaching. How did that go for you?
Oh, he was pumped about it, man. Like, I think it gave him the opportunity to shred away a lot of the fears that he had,
Mm-hmm.
and just get the facts that he was looking for. And I mean, he was shooting me texts, like blowing me up the rest of the night, just super pumped about getting going.
Yeah.
Just ready to. Basically, his words were ready to kick fear in the face and go for it.
Exactly. Thank you, David. Thanks for sharing on that, because you just basically jumped back and you're like, I have a really solid business. This is where I've been spending my time. You know what? I want to sponsor more. So you just literally you made one action instead of a three-way phone call, and that person wanted to become a coach. Like that was super simple. That was the next step.
Yeah, totally.
See here. Denise, if you're on the call, Brandon and Sarah and Ryan apparently didn't get the email. Will you get them the information on it? Perfect. So the other thing we want to hit on, just setting the cornerstones, was also knowing the path. Like this is something we've been spending a lot of time on. And the more we understand this, the easier it's got. If you've been around for a while, understanding that 6,000 frontline volume is literally the goal we want to elevate towards, but that's not the exact way that it has to go. We want to, basically at Go Global, Dan Bell was talking about 85% of your effectiveness. So the most effectiveness you have is in the first 15% that you know. So when someone becomes a coach, we want to help them gain their first 5 clients, and we want to help them gain their first coach out of those clients. So we can help them move in 5s of clients in this business. So, basically this is how a lot of people go executive directors, kind of this sweet spot right in here, which is they have 4 and 1. So they've developed 4,800 in frontline volume, and you've helped them develop one senior coach on their team, or 3 and 2, where they have about 11 clients, 3,600, and you've helped facilitate some senior coaches going on within their team. That is the leverage of helping them go ED quicker, because the path of this business is to build executive directors if you're trying to do the ripple effect. So not just the clients we support, but how do we ripple effect that out? And we found that it's super easy to do that. And if someone's moving forward, getting them that win even earlier is so key. But not just this, if you build by helping facilitate this, not only do you have 3 people to work with as you're growing your legs, but you have, by the time they get to, this point, they're halfway to fully integrated business coach, which is one of the main goals of our business. So I just want to show this visual of kind of like the menu on how someone can go executive directing your business, so you can visualize it. Because the first time I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, now knowing those numbers, it's so easy to help see where to get people to. So as they get started. So because this is our vehicle. Ourselves, we want to be helping clients and having an executive director business. And then basically we want to help at least 5 legs move forward knowing that tool, so that we can do that. But it's not just about frontline. What are we helping the people below us create? So I want you guys to visualize basically like 5 people. Who am I helping move forward? That's fully integrated business coach. That's what the goal is for as we're moving forward. So the last thing I wanted to cover on this, just so as we're understanding and making sure everything's clear on the model, is these are the clear basics. Is when someone starts out, we want to keep the pace and the mindset totally already set on them. So like the first 5 to 10 clients, who are those people and who are we jumping in with? And setting the pace that most people go senior coach in their first 5 to 7 days. Because literally they're going to become a coach and they have a health story and they're enjoying what they're doing. They should have 5 to 7 people that are interested, and we're going to help them gain those clients. It's that partnership that really helps create that. And then we want to do 3-way phone calls to get that win. And this is actually the main point. I know I've covered a lot of those little different things, but we have so many new executive directors all the way to global directors on this line. The main point is that if you haven't done something that is the next step in your business, you have a mentor or a support team that wants to do it with you to show you how it's done. You're never alone on this. And then until you get it, people want to assist you with it. So if you're sitting here and you're an executive director and you're like, I don't know how to sponsor my first few people, I don't know what to do. Hey, it's all good, because someone from your support team wants to help you do that. So that's the main point that I want to get here, is that a lot of people don't realize that they have a support team willing to jump in and be ready to help them grow their business. And that's probably the beauty of our model here. So if you're any one of those new executive directors, know that you have a support team that wants to have that done here. And this is the duplication model of how that works. Okay, and then the other cornerstones I wanted to set here tonight was just, and I've hit on a lot of it, but just to go over so you guys can see the facts, this is the benefit of the Optimal Health Plus 3-pack. And again, you can start a client however works best, but just as you're connecting with this and remembering it, is these are all the benefits on why we started. Is it's enough food for an entire first month, $12 a day to be on plan, super simple. You get to customize up to 8 items, because who here has ever got a client that's been like, I want to pick out my own food, and they're making it really about the food. And our goal is to make it not about the food, because we're supposed to make it about them getting healthy. If the why is high, then that's all that really matters there. So what was nice to say, if someone's saying, they'd be like, great, we're going to get you all the main basic items that are ordered the most often. And we want you, if you want to select them, we can select up to 8 items. It keeps the system continuing very systematically. The volume is 328, so your order average is higher. And then that means it's basically 18 clients to become executive director. So these are just some of the reasons why we have the Optimal Health Pack. Plus we have the 3 in 3 pack, guys. And I hope you guys were listening on the leadership call, because that is so amazing. So now literally, it's not only does someone want to lose weight, it's does someone want a healthier eating plan? It doesn't matter where they're at. Literally, our list should go from people that maybe wanted to have the idea of weight loss or a healthier life to literally every single person. Who wouldn't want to be part of our plan? And as someone who has lived lost my weight a long time ago and continues to live health, I would be very excited about, if I was where I'm at right now, and didn't need to lose weight, but I knew there was a 3 in 3 plan, I would be all over that right now. So now our entry level, because we're talking about duplication and growing ourselves, we just opened up a whole nother avenue. I mean, I know we've always had a 3 in 3 plan that we could lay out for people, but now we have a pack, and it makes it really easy to come in. So I hope you guys are gathering some information on that, so it becomes really easy to you, because this is an amazing tool, whether someone wants to go sustained weight loss or just needs some help on their planning and their routine. That is so key. So with that being said, these are just some of the things I wanted to review as we get into this call, because these are a lot of the basics. These are the cornerstones. And if you have those cornerstone sets, literally everything's a ripple effect. So I actually wanted to have, our main topic tonight was really sponsoring and how to go about doing that, and kind of some high leverage activities. So actually, Susan, I had you set up to kind of talk about the topic of sponsored tonight. So would you be able to, are you there?
I'm here. Hi, how are you?
Awesome. I'm good. I'm so excited. We've had so many great things. It's so good to see this call. So many exciting people just getting so many things. I've literally been on Zoom calls today. Monday's usually my busiest day. It's been nonstop, and it's just been thinking blast of just what's been going on. And people are getting what we're talking about here. I know for many of you guys, you're like, Brad, we've been talking about this for the last 3 months. Thanks for pounding it in again. But for some, you have to remember it's not. And that's why it's literally how good we are at the basics that really help our ripple effect. So when we roll our health and how good our business is, and then we roll it into sponsoring. And so Susan was going to hit on some high leverage activities that make sponsoring really simple, because sponsoring shouldn't be hard. It should be an extension of our health journey to others. So I'm just going to let Susan LaBelle, who I've just always really respected your leadership and your posture and how you lift others up, to just throw down your mind on the subject of sponsoring. Because if we're going to go FIBC by NYC or FNC, we're not going to New York. Sorry, we're going to Florida.
That's enough.
There's some of the top. Susan's going to leave you with some of the top things you can be doing right now. Just kind of an overview mindset of. So thank you, Susan, for having this on tonight.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Brad. And you know how passionate I am about this topic in just general, because once things really clicked for me in this area, like our life and our business really just are changed. But, I want to just piggyback on some of the stuff, the cornerstones you'd brought up, and just really appreciate you kind of putting it out there, because I was always hungry for information. And there's probably people on the call that's like, I've heard all that before. And in a way, that's awesome. Like that means that you're tuning in, you're integrating, and sometimes it's just nice to kind of check off that you are tracking, it's not like that we're hiding something from you, right? But one thing, Brad, you had me do, you're talking about, do you send the goals? Have you already connected with your mentorship team this month? Do you do the file folders? And I remember you asking me, it made me think, this was probably 3 years ago, you said, hey, can you I think Ashley asked me to take a picture of my file folder system and send it to her.
I remember that.
And I was like it was bad. Right. And, So if you, and I guess what it made me remember is, okay, I was telling you, right? And really I was doing myself a disservice. I was telling you, no, yeah, I'm doing it. I've got it. But in reality, I wasn't. And so when I had that gut check that day, and I remember she was like, well, let me help you. Like, let me help you do that. So if you couldn't, for example, that I'm taking one piece of what he was saying, but if you couldn't take a picture of file folder system today and send it to your support team, think of it as, it's not us saying you have to do anything. It's, do you want to improve in that area? Is that something that you want help with? And really, if you're telling us, yeah, it's all good, we're just taking your word for it, right? Because we don't know what we don't know. So anyways, it made me remember that moment. And I don't know if that resonates with anybody on the call. All right. So I'm going to jump into kind of what our offering is. And I feel like it was a great underlying tone of Go Global this year of just really understanding what we do in Take Shape for Life, what our true offering is. Because many of us came in through having experience of a physical transformation. Like we experienced the 5-in-1, we loved it, we were clients first, so we wanted to help people and pay it forward to create clients. So we see it as a very client-focused business. And don't get me wrong, we help people like in a tremendous way in that area. But for the select few of you that came in that didn't have that experience first, you realize there's a broader offering. And I feel like the fog has cleared. And hopefully you guys, yes, we've been talking about it and we've been exploring this with all of you, but hopefully it's been clear that we offer so much more. And these are just pictures of people. Who in your life do you know that is financially, hurting? Who's super stressed out, hates their job? I hear this all the time, just out and about, people not loving what they do or really seeking and wanting community. I think if you really can broaden of our offering and what we have, and you think of the people in your life, pretty much everyone, there's something that we offer that would be a really great fit for them. So, let's, do I have control of
No, just let me know. There you go. Sorry.
There you go. Let's get out of the 12-step program. I've shared this with a few people recently, and they said it's been really helpful for them. So I know the 12-step program, not from personal experience, but those of you are probably aware of, most of us through Alcoholics Anonymous or something, we've heard of the 12-step program, and they use it, the process of it in many other recovery type programs. Okay. So the 12-step, it's a spiritual based program. The 12-step reads like this, having a spiritual awakening is the result of these steps. We tried to carry this message to alcoholics to practice these principles in all our affairs. When I first read that, was like, what? But if you read the translation of what the 12-step is to carry the message to other people. And it really means to spread the news and help someone else. So when you read in their bylaws of kind of what their 12-step is, it's that last step to solidify their full recovery is to pay it forward. So when you join Alcoholics Anonymous, the first thing you do is you get a sponsor, somebody to help you through the process, to help you through steps 1 through 11. And then your 12th step is to then pay it forward and help someone else. Their statistics show too that people that only get to steps 9, 10, 11 and don't continue on to be sponsors and help people in their recovery and in their process, their likelihood of relapsing is much higher. So they know that this 12th step really helps solidify their journey. So as that's kind of really resonated and sunk in with me, when I start a client, my I guess what's your best outcome for them? You want them to optimize their health long term. I hope we can all agree on that. Like, you want 10 years down the road for them to be in the best place possible in their health, that they are making continual strides in moving forward. So when I start a client, I know it's in their best interest to become a coach. Now, they might not know that yet, and they might not choose to coach with you. They might not be someone, as we talk about how you identify and qualify, that you want to partner with, all those things. But I do know that it's in their best interest to pay it forward, because, again, it's going to help solidify the process for them by them, spreading the news and helping someone else. Because I put this little thing here of how we learn, and really, 10% is, what we read. Like, some people are auditory learners, some people are visual learners, but in the 95%, the best way of really learning something is to become the teacher of it.
Uh-huh.
Right? So the teacher learns always more than the student. And knowing that in like my visceral gut, I want every client to become a coach because it's in their best interest for their health. It's not about me making money off of them, about me and my business or anything like that. It's I want the best possible outcome for that. And if you can get that in your gut, it's there's no fear. There's no fear because you want that for them because you're really for them. And so once that really started to resonate with me years ago, our business completely shifted. All right, next slide.
Anna, got it.
Yay, okay. Being the CEO. Some of you have heard this term. We talk about being the CEO of our business, but what the heck does that mean? I was in healthcare. I wasn't in a business field, but I think when I really wrapped my brain around what I was building and what I actually had in my hands. See, we all only paid $200 for a health coach kit, but I guess the question to ask is, do you treat your business like a $200, kit business? Or do you treat it like the multi-million-dollar business that you actually have in your hand? Because how you see it and how you treat it, that's going to be really how you respond to it, day in and day out, and how much you touch it, and really, how you really look at the people that you're bringing in and the quality of what that looks like. So
actually, Susan, what's cool on that, just because we're raising up so many leaders here, like you guys, because we're talking at a higher leadership level, you guys all realize your business has value. I remember the first time Dan Bell taught me this. All of you guys can actually physically sell your business for a profit, just like any brick and mortar business. And honestly, I did this jokingly to someone here on the call, and they know who they are. I offered them like a lot of money for their business just because they were having an off day. And I was just like, you know what? I'll buy your business from you. It was a lot of thousands of dollars. And it basically was tied up almost 100,000. And that just gives you perspective. That is what your business is worth. And I just love that. When Dan Bell told me that for the first time, I was like, dang, that is what we've got. Oh my gosh. So anyways, I just thought that was really cool. And I just want to invite the leaders to look at their business like that.
And then you treat it differently, because if you would have invested $250,000 for this business, which aren't you glad you didn't have to, you would be treating your business potentially differently. You would, maybe wake up a little bit earlier. You would take that call when it's potentially not convenient. I mean, it's really seeing the business for what it is and the potential that it has versus what you maybe had to invest here in the beginning. So for me, when I wrapped my brain around that, that was helpful for me. So I just wanted to be able to pass that on to you. And thinking of it as, knowing what everyone on here has different goals. Like you mentioned, there's some people that are already global directors, some people are brand new executive directors, but being complete clarity on what your goal is, and what you are looking for in your business. And then think of it as, I'm finding out what the people that I already have on my team, I'm aiming with them, finding out what they want, and do they fit my business? That doesn't mean that I don't help them, but if they don't want to support 5 people and your goal is FIBC, guess what? You have 5 job openings, and that person doesn't fit one. Don't try to put someone in the spot that doesn't want it. And I think that that's just a mistake, because we want it sometimes for them more than they want it for themselves. But really, find out what people want, see if it's a match for what your goals are. And if it's not, go find the people that it is a match for, and then work with them. And trust me, if you help them get what they want, you're going to get what you want out of it. Do you like my dream team picture, Brad? Like, do you remember, look at all those men. What is that? Is that the Globetrotters, or is that the Olympic team? Just cracking me up. Okay. So are you taking what you can get? I think I fell into this. I'm really trying to give you things I've learned along the way, I guess, today. I was not clear on who and what I was looking to attract and the people that I wanted. Instead, I took what I could get. And then I'd come to maybe a Go Global meetings and be like, I want a Brad Miller on my team, and I want a Doug Wood on my team, and I want a Greg Rex on my team. Okay, so in reality, I was not. Those people were on my chicken list. They're in my life. They were in my world, but I wasn't going and talking to them. I was too busy talking to the people, taking what I could get, waiting for people to ask me, like, "Hey, maybe I want to coach with you." Like I was waiting and just taking not going after what I want. So really, think about that. It's what do you want, and who do you want, and what is your dream team really look like? being the CEO of your business. And something, Brad and I, we were talking last night, and I was been working with a couple coaches since we've come home and developing their list of people that they're excited about, because they're really thinking about, gosh, who do I want to partner with? And to not pre-qualify, it's very easy to fall into the trap of, we get to know either clients or they're friends of ours, and we know they're busy, they love their job, maybe they make a lot of money already, and we will pre-qualify. We'll say, yeah, they'd be great, but they already make a lot of money, or they've lost a lot of weight, but they're so busy I can hardly get them on the phone. I would really urge you to not put any buts in there and just make the list of who you want. And don't pre-qualify. It's like, so if you find yourself saying, but do you want them? Like, do you want them on your team? Would they, if nothing else mattered, would you want them on your dream team? Would they be your first string out on the court? Like, who are those people? Those are the names you want to write down. Those are the people we want to go talk to, because who are you to decide whether this is the right fit for them? Because you just truly, you never know. Okay. Next slide. Yay. Okay. So I'm gonna be using Dan, and Dan, Brad did say he told you I would probably call on you, but so just for clarity, Dan's not in our organization. I've actually not talked to Dan outside of just being social with Dan, so I don't know your business. But Brad was telling me that you're like killing it since you've been home from Go Global. Gosh, it's been like a week. So super exciting. This is just one way you can track. And the way I think of it is just have a list, because when it's all in your brain, even if your brain's fantastic, if you're not visually looking at the people that you're out wanting to really invite into our world, it's not you lose some of them. Okay. I mean, I'm just, again, speaking from personal experience. So this is intentionality. If your desire is to sponsor, there's intentionality behind the action steps in actually the process of inviting people into our organization. So this is something that it's not the only thing you're going to do. There's other balls that you want to be keeping up in the air in growing your business. But if your desire is to sponsor coaches, this is just, let's start with making a list. Okay. So step one is, who do you want on your dream team? And for example, this would be a list of 20. And I think that everybody on this call, it's very doable to write 20 names. And if you're feeling like, gosh, I only have 20 clients, well, guess what? They don't all have to be clients. Again,
and I like that. And this is what we're doing here is we all become better, and we all become better leaders by each other. And if 20 names shock you guys, I want you guys to be inspired by that. I know every one of your guys' business. You guys all have 20 names and have the potential to put 20 names. And we're not putting 20 names down because we want something. It's literally, we have the potential to have that many people that we are dripping on. Like, just to give you guys some insight, Ashley and I sat down today, and Ashley asked me, who are we bringing with us to the national convention? People that aren't even clients. And when Susan's talking about dream team, we have a dream team. We have, guys, seriously, you guys all are awesome. Seriously, it's we want to bring more awesome people like you in. That's how we're going to get this done. So literally, are you fearless on that stuff? So just so it's not fully cross-line, Susan, I'll set you up for Dan, because basically I love that, because your dream team. So basically, Dan, he's been very passionate about helping others. And, they've got little kiddos at home and been very busy. Dan doesn't have a weight loss story per se. He has a health story, but also, he's been really never been focusing on, this is an open call. So we want to be very, hopefully this is okay for all of us to be open on this, but, sponsoring has not really been Dan's thing. So, but he went to Go Global, caught this, and basically we used one of the main biggest tools we could use, which was just 3-way phone calls and connecting with them. And we kind of use the analogy, Dan wants to build community. So he's going to start creating barbecues at his house, in addition, because that's part of his strategic planning, what he wants to do. So his new tagline is, who would I want at my barbecue? And that's literally who he's talking to about coaching. And that's literally who he's bringing in. So in the last couple of weeks now, we've done 3 calls. One was a coach that really never even got started. We have 3 coaches in since Go Global.
Okay. Dan, can you unmute yourself?
I just unmuted myself. Hi, Susan.
Hey, buddy. Hey. So I would just love to know, what changed for you at Go Global?
Man, to put it in one thing, really, it's been a process, but I think the biggest thing was to really get crystal clear on what I wanted to create and how I wanted my life to look. And until I did that, and I guess in the process of doing that, it really made sense. And actually, Terry said something to me pretty flat out and said, because bottom line, it came down to security. I desire security and a community that provides me security for me and my family. And so Terry said, do you want security more than you want to be comfortable? And so that hit me really hard. And, I do. I want to be secure. And not only that, I want to have fun doing it. And so it really just all can't, I don't know, like I have a flood of thoughts and excitement that came. And it's a different excitement because I've been pumped up before and I felt that pump, but it now is a clarity. If I guess that's the best way to put it. Like it not only is exciting, but I can see it. I can see how it's done and I can visualize it. And that's really, I guess, clarity and focus on what I want has been the biggest change for me from coming off of Go Global.
That's awesome. Well, and you know what I heard too is you came home and you took action.
Well, yeah. I had. Well, I did, yeah. And
Like,
actually, I was trying to look through this.
You did. 3 coaches is like killing it. So, what action steps did you take? Like, what did you do in this last week that you weren't doing before?
Oh, well, first thing is I did. I wrote down everybody, and it was a different list. Like this pre-coach list is actually my who's getting healthy list. I like it. Everybody's lumped in the same column now. It's not a like who's gonna do program and who's gonna coach thing. It's all same column. Because bottom line is they're either gonna want to be a coach or they're gonna want to improve their health. And so and actually I need another one of those. So I posted in the group like I need that pre-coach list because I said, and so yeah, and literally what you said about not pre-qualifying, that was, and Brad knows, I'm still kind of scared. I shouldn't say I'm not scared anymore. I'm bulletproof now because it didn't click with me as far as like who to write on there, like coach candidates, like literally write everybody you want to hang out with, and you want to come to the barbecue, and you want to hang out with, and you want to see, be qualities that you want to be around. And that's what I started writing down. And that's where the switch clicked too. So yeah. And then 3-way calls, and then literally utilizing that and just asking people what they want. The more I've asked people about what they want and what's important to them, the more it's come to like, it's just naturally came where, well, would you want to explore, options that might help you? You want my help with that. And then that's where it's really, and then I would just hook them up with Brad. Would do a 3-way call unless they wanted to just chat myself or they wanted to come to the barbecue or the event that we're having in a week. So that's what it is. Sorry.
No, you're doing amazing. I guess I love it. The best way to overcome fear is through action. So congrats for going to events are awesome. You hear about the jacuzzi experience. It's nice and warm and cozy when we're there and we all can sit in the jacuzzi and hang out with our peeps and stuff. But it's when you go home and it's like where, that's where things things have to happen. And so just kudos to you for coming home, putting it into action, utilizing what you learned, using your support team, right? Like you all have access to Brad too, right? And probably other business coaches in there too that, like Brad said, want to help you. So this is a new skill set for you. Lean on them, but you had to come home and make the offering. You had to approach some people, Dan, and see if they were open to exploring it and set those calls up.
And what was really cool about that, Susan, is we just made that goal. Like, just like, a lot of people think there's like a magic thing. We just said, who do you want to explore it with? Let's try to have one a week. So far, not only has all three, like the people like wanted, like, move forward and want to coach, but also Dan got some really good reference points on how powerful their journey has been and how much he's really helped them. Because when you do a 3-way phone call, you don't realize the change you're making in those lives, which is, Dan, that was pretty powerful for all three that we did.
Yeah. That's so, That's so true. And then the other power of three-way phone calls is I bet you Brad was able to edify you, Dan, quite a bit because, I just know you as a pretty upstanding dude. I don't know, in business, but like he knows your business and can edify that because you can't be the prophet in your own town. So, we still utilize Brad for those reasons too. And that doesn't mean that I don't know how to do an interview, but in the right circumstance, Brad can come in, and that's where that third party validation really can be utilized. So thank you, Dan. Just congrats. So excited to kind of continue to hear just that whole evolving process. And it's a lot of fun. Are you having fun? Like, what are you most excited about, Dan, just moving forward?
Oh, no, it is fun because I wake up every day. I'm so excited I am excited for the freedom. I'm excited for the time freedom because I know that the best way to do that is to build a solid team and have that security. And so I'm excited for a security with exactly what I want to create and exactly how I want to look. So thank you. And thank you for always dripping on us and teaching us. So it's cool.
Yeah. Well, congrats. It's exciting. Those that don't know my story, I didn't have a coach on my team for an entire year. So, cause I didn't get it. And it wasn't for lack of trying. I just didn't have one and just couldn't figure it out. So, but it took me a little while to get my feet wet with it as well. But looking at that list is decide if this is the path you want to take. If it's a choice that you want to, because FIBC isn't usually the end goal. It's usually your desire is to give the trilogy away, see other lives transformed in a way that, that Take Shape for Life has impacted yours. So make the list of who you want. Don't pre-qualify. Don't put any buts behind it. And then if you can write yes or no, or maybe next to their name, that means you've actually officially approached them. So this is, I think, the one step that a lot of people miss. They will say, they'll give me a list. They'll say, I've talked to them about health coaching. And then my question is, so, well, what did they say? And if you can't say, well, they've said yes, or they said no, or they've said, maybe later, then you haven't officially approached them, which is really officially just invited them, like Dan said, to explore what it would look like for them. Just explore what we do and ask the question. And so, and the reason we don't ask is why? There's a chance they might say no. But guess what? There's a 50% chance they might say yes. So I personally, if you don't ask, it's a for sure no, right? You're not getting an answer. So I'd rather go with the 50-50 and go with the better odds there. So the next step, if you feel like you've got your initial list kind of started, is to go to and ask those, start your top 5, work with your support team. Like Brad said, he set a goal with Dan to set up 1 a week. And if your desire is to have 1 coach this month, you probably are going to want to set up 2 to 3 kind of 3-way calls, which means you probably are going to be approaching about 5 people. Those are kind of the numbers. Would you agree with that, Brad?
Yes.
Somewhere in that. So the parts you can't control who the coach is going to be. You can control the 5 people you approach though. That's an action step. You can actually write down that I'm going to approach 5 people this month, or I'm going to approach 10 people this month, because that's just asking the question, are they open to exploring more? Are they interested in hearing more about what I do? What was Amber's terminology on the leadership call last week? It was, have you ever been curious about
I love that question.
A health coach? And if they say yes, it's like, would you be open to sitting down and exploring it? I mean, it's a simple question. You're getting an answer. So if you feel that's an area you need help with, that's where you maybe want to connect with your support team to work on that skill set. Yeah. If you feel you're getting answers, then you're setting up interviews. And if you haven't presented the business, utilize your 3-way calls. And that's an area where that's the next step in the process is having help with presenting the business. And then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, don't worry about that. That's just really follow up. So if you feel like I'm approaching a lot of people, I'm doing a lot of interviews, I'm just not having a lot of people come on board and join, maybe it's something to assess your follow up. Like it took me a while. I didn't say yes the first time I heard about the business. So how is your follow-up? And again, something to work with your business coach on. So where do you need help with in the process? And really, I guess, fill one out for yourself, see where you're at, work with your support team, and then, work with your teams of where's the step that they're missing in the process to really help this kind of just start to go. Because Dan, something clicked for you. Like you got it. You got clarity on what you wanted and you got fear out of the way and you went and took action. This is just action and intentionality by having the list of names in front of you and being super on purpose with what you want to create. So this is, if you want to go to the next slide, Brad, I'll wrap it up here. But I think just some tips is, I guess ask yourself, can you offer optimal health? We're talking about people with optimal health. Can you offer that without offering the trilogy? My answer would be no. And when I say I'm an optimal health coach and that's what I help people with, again, it kind of started with that, and that whole 12-step process is really, that's in the client's best interest. You know, I really posturing to sponsor senior coaches. So we talk about paying it forward, you know, that 12-step process, but we're looking for people that want to help a handful of people. And I feel the more I've postured that on the front end, that it's easy to support 5 people. It's something very doable in their first week, that they should want to, you know, help 5 or more people. I'm looking for those people that want to build a little bit more of a business. And it's a posturing from you that's very doable and possible. If you're like, well, you know, you don't have to activate right away and you don't have to, and you put if you just posture that, you know, 5 people, most people do that in their first week before their kid arrives. I mean, you know, and you really come alongside them and you help them with that. We've seen people move a lot quicker because they don't know what they don't know. So it's posturing on your end. And then really not dropping the balls in the other area. And sponsoring is so fun. And once it starts rolling, that's like kind of all you want to go do. And all of a sudden you're like, you're over here and you're everything. But we still have, you know, you want to be filling your funnel with still following up with your pre-clients and really supporting and integrating your clients well. And there's other aspects to our business. So really work with your support team of where this fits in, determine a reasonable action step based on the amount of time you have to work your business. So if you have 10 hours a week, can you put an X amount of hours and this many people to approach? Sure. But don't take one person's goals and think that has to be yours. If you have only 5 hours a week to work your business, if you have 40 hours a week, it's going to look a little different for that person. So just understand there's other areas of your business that are equally important in building what you want as a fully integrated business coach and beyond. And really learning that dance is what I put there, because for me it was, oh, now I want to help these coaches. And that's where you really lean onto your support team in learning how to work your business as it evolves quickly, which is actually really fun, but it's definitely an evolution and you want to learn the dance. So, and then really your terminology and your mindset is, are you a health coach or are you a business leader? And it's not just a question, but I guess, what do you want to be and what do you see yourself as? So I started talking big, like not too cocky, but just like people, I'd say I have a whole team of coaches. I had like 2 coaches, but I in my head, I saw it.
You had a whole team. Yeah, all 2 of them.
I saw it really big before it was, because I knew what we were creating. And there's a posturing in that. People want to come along when you know, leaders are attracted to leaders. And so it's, what are you creating? Dan, I love your idea of just wanting to build the community. People want to be part of that. They sense that. They see that. Like, it's, what are you speaking over your business and over yourself? If you talk about it small and you talk about your business isn't doing well, my business is this and that and this, what you say is what you believe. So you know, change your verbiage, change your thought process. It'll change your business. And I think that's what I have for you today.
I don't know if we can top anything besides that. Susan, I've always appreciated your mindset. And I think that was why it was a really great way to start this call. And mindset is key, because, you know, for all the people that are new on the line and all the people that are moving forward, I mean, I know all your guys' businesses are on fire. And by the way, the person that was on the line, they had to remind me, they did not take my offer of thousands, like, you know, tens of thousands of dollars for their business. Like, literally, I offered it to them up front. They said no. So, like, guys, that's what you guys have in your hand. And mindset is literally the biggest key on that. And it's not that you need to go discover it. If you feel like your mindset is not quite there, I want you guys to do one thing when you get off the call. Pick up the phone, call your support team and say, hey, I'm missing this one component of being bulletproof. And I'm literally just this one understanding of getting there. Because it's not that it's like you're not good or they're not good or that they're amazing. It's that they just decided to figure it out. And I just wanted to point that out. And I've always loved your mindset on that, which is great, which is kind of the way I wanted to end the call, guys, is you guys are all leaders. That's why we wanted to gather you guys up and just do this overview. And again, if you were bored by the first part of this call, good. It means that you guys got your skill set down and you're duplicatable. We already figured that's not a word, but that's what Dr. Ray and Dan have said for many years. So I say duplicatable because I'm duplicatable. So I want you guys to, if you haven't yet, if you're not in a personal development book right now, grab a book. There are no clients in personal development books, so make sure you're reading a book in the off hours. Pour into yourself so you can pour into others. I love this one. It really made sure I knew, where was I at with leadership? And we'll involve this into some of these calls moving forward. How successful people think. I love this book. It's seriously so amazing. Like, wow, people think this way. And that's why another thing I love Take Shape for Life is like, wow, people think this way. It's so amazing to be around those people. How awesome would it be for the people around us? So with that being said, you guys are all leaders. I want you guys to take one thing from this call is we're on the first of this month. And if you haven't done this or haven't done this with your team, I want you guys to do this. Ask yourself these questions if you haven't done it yet. One, have I connected with my support team? Literally, it doesn't matter who you are, how great you are, Susan. We've already talked this month. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already, like, I've talked with David and Terry already. So what is my next goal? What is my creative process? And not a rank, but what am I fundamentally revolving my life around? Do I have clarity like Dan was talking about? Like everything that matters in my life, like Dr. A was talking about in Go Global. And if not, spend a few moments just trying to figure that out. And then how am I moving forward towards that this month? Because our business is built goal to goal, month by month. And so if you take full grasp on your month, that's why I'm saying, guys, I want you guys to join me. We should all be kicking back on the last day of the month, enjoying the fruits of our labor, planning and dreaming about and high leverage activity planning our next month. No more working not that everyone does this, but like we should all, the ticker should be done at noon on the last day of the month. And we should be all getting, for those that are around, we should probably just plan a Zoom call so we can all just kick back and have a cool beverage, and especially if it's warm where you're at. I see Dave and Susie, you're in Arizona. That's what we should be planning doing. Do I need to check any of those cornerstones? Do I have my mindset right? Nope, I got to talk to my leadership. Do I have I don't think I've ever gotten my file folders. The question shouldn't be, well, I think I got it this way. If you feel like it's different, be like, I should go explore why I should, why I think it works this way. Because you always want to have a learning attitude. The opposite of learning is knowing, and you don't want to know anything. You always want to be an open book to learning. So assess any of those cornerstones, any of those things I talked about. What do I want my frontline volume to be this month? What is it projected at? Run a Be Slim Club report and see where are my clients at. Assess if they are all ordering full orders, because, if you don't check it, I did a few calls, if left to their own devices, a lot of your clients will order 250. That's a lot of volume missing out of your business. That's clients that aren't being successful. It's not effective in helping people get what they want. And then if you want to have them become coaches, guys, everything gets duplicated. So that's something to consider there. And then, so where am I at based on my Be Slims? How many clients do I want to start? Where do I want to put this at? Because that's one aspect, clients and how we support them. What am I doing to assist my team? What do they want? And how am I helping them get that? And that's the other thing. And then 3, I want to be growing a fully integrated business coach business or expanding my fully integrated business coach business. What do I want to do to create coaches? What are some 5 high leverage activities I can do to move that forward? I want to approach this many people. Dan Bell always says, what's 100% of zero? Zero. So if you get 100% success rate on 0 approaches, no one's joining you. No one's joined you that month. So, grab, and that's why Susan, thank you so much for saying 20 people. Cause I actually said that to someone on a Zoom call and they were like, wow, that's a lot. I'm like, yeah, and I pointed out, and really, no, it's not. Let's expand our thinking to be bigger. We have trilogy presentation next Monday that we're going to do. We're going to share some awesome stories. We have a training here in Portland on the 16th, one this weekend on the 9th in Portland, but you always have your health coach to do a 3-way phone call with. And the last thing that is a really good thing to ask yourself, how much money do I want to make this month? What am I moving my business towards? Because you created an equitable business. And money is not a bad thing, everybody. And there's a reason why I talk about it last. We should be heart-focused and business-focused. And one analogy I always use for all of you guys that have probably heard it is we want to have a business mind, because with a business mind, we can help more people and we can expand our reach and help ourselves in our trilogy. But without a business heart, a business mind will do nothing. And at most, you never want to have your business mind take over your business heart. At the best scenario is a 51% business heart and 49% business mind. That'll help you be very effective with what you're doing to help people. So with that being said, guys, these are just some of the things that we have coming up. We wanted to give you kind of an overview on this. This call went longer, but basically moving forward for the next few months, we just want to give you guys the high leverage activities. So this one, we went over all the cornerstones, checking those, mindset, how to sponsor, and how to go about doing that. Because the best of the best aren't better than others. They just do more of it. And it's like asking yourself, what is it you want to create? So that's where I think we're going to basically end it, guys. The last thing I want to say is national convention. And here's where I will literally leave it is start planning now, because we're just a little under or a little over 2 months away. So not just how am I getting there? And we have the each one reach one incentive. So you can literally be bringing anyone on your team there for a free registration as you're helping them move their business forward. And Ashley is obviously the poster child of the national convention this year. She's the one on the video. What I'm saying is, guys, ask yourself, who do you want sitting at your table at national convention this year? Not, but or this. Susan said no buts. What do I want? And then making it happen. Because literally the number one thing you can do that's a gauge of your business is how many people come to national convention and want to change their life around this. So, a few people that are new EDs, you're probably figuring out, I don't know if I can afford convention. And we want you guys to be intentional in everything you do, on your finances, on your healthy mind, and your business. So if finances are an issue, we don't tell anyone in our business, hey, put it on a credit card, you'll figure it out. I've heard of other businesses doing that. And honestly, it shocked me the first time I heard it. So what we're encouraging you to do is take strong hold of your business finances and not say, I can't go, or this is the reason why I can't. Say, how can I? And we'll help you do this, because this is where I'll probably will leave you at, is not only how have you, by the end of this month, figure out all the aspects of how you're going to get there, and also how you're going to get each one reach one bonus so you can pay for your own registration with the work you're doing. But also going forward on the next few calls, some of the things we're going to hit on is financial health, how to take strong. No one's teaching people how to run their household and run their business. So we want to hit on that on one of our calls, and also understanding our comp plan to its full benefits. So when you're out there helping people, how can you help people to the best of the ability using the tools that we have here? So with that being said, guys, that's what I would do right now. Many of you guys are already on fire. You guys have got your goals set. This is literally the fastest we've ever been growing. So as we move to these next few months, let's fill in these slots. Let's have everyone in this group be caught up to the fully integrated business coach, and let's develop leaders, because I see the leadership in every single one of you. And I remember the first time I was talking with Dan Bell, and he's like, no, anyone can be a leader. You know what? Step up and you can lead. If you are setting the example, you're leading. If you have a client, you're leading one person, then just do more of that and duplicate it. So guys, thank you guys for the time. Thank you guys for your professionalism on your business. But more importantly, thanks for having fun. Because if we're not having fun with this, literally we're doing it all wrong. And I got to say, we have a lot of fun. Like seriously, like rock on. Like I love it. So people down in Arizona, I'm excited to see you next week. Our next call on this will be a lot shorter, because we're just going to assess the high leverage activities 3/4 of the way through the month, and what to be doing to finish up the month strong, on how the best of the best do what it is they do. And we want you to join us. Be the best of the best. Become leaders. So let's dive into some books. Let's dive into the simple things that move our business forward. Let's have all of the cornerstone sets, and let's go off. It's like, ask yourself, how many three-way phone calls am I doing this week? Because I know the potential in the people's lives around us. And lastly, but not least, who's sitting at my table at National Convention? That's what you guys want to ask yourself. So guys, thanks for the time. Let's go do it. And thanks for everyone who shared tonight. Oh, and lastly, business mindset. If for some reason you're not having fun, I'll buy your business from you. So come talk to me. Apparently I'm making those offers now. So, but that's a really good value that you guys have. So anyways, guys, let's go get it done. Thanks for joining us on a Monday night. You guys are all awesome. Dan, thanks for sharing. Susan, your mindset was awesome. David, thanks for sharing your example. And everyone, let's go out and have some fun.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Brad.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Oh, apparently everyone's telling me their business is not for sale. Oh, funny. Interesting.
Well, if they're then we're buying it. Then you got to go through the chain of command. Just
Yeah, no, it's good. Wow, I'm looking at all the great points, Susan. Guys, oh, awesome.
bye. All right, bye everybody.
Good night.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.